What's up, dudes? This is DJ Fish for Fish to Go Movie Reviews, and I've got a killer song for all of you guys.
That's the picture.
Welcome to day 16 of my 100 Days, 100 Movies Challenge. If you are visiting us for the first time, or if you just stumbled upon this link trying to find some website that featured Olivia Munn, then I am sad to report that it's just me talking in front of this camera for a while. But it's about movies, how could you go wrong? I'm glad you asked, because I can't go wrong. Remember that these reviews are a matter of opinion, so if I give something a higher grade than something else, I'm not necessarily saying that you should not watch it for your own sake.
I am not a crook.
But anyways,
Sweet 16. Too bad the movie I watched today was not 16 Candles. Instead, it has to do with some gnarly surfing. Kinda like what this guy's doing right here. In fact, the movie I watched today was actually a recommendation from one of you guys. It even got a record-breaking 3 thumbs up. And I'm sure there are other surfer movies out there, but I guess you can't get as big as John Milius' 1978 flick, Big Wednesday. That is a massive wave. Check out the trailer before I probably drown.
It was their time. They were the kings.
I can't make it! Sit down!
Sharing the great adventure of being young together. Jan Michael Vincent is Matt Johnson, a reluctant hero to a generation that would forget him. Billy Cat is Jack. He was the first to accept responsibility. Gary Busey is Leroy, the masochist, a careful student of the art of being reckless. Big Wednesday, the story of a generation, of every generation. Growing up, leaving home, changing. Some marry, some die, some search for a new spot.
It's gonna be like nothing anybody has ever seen.
Yeah, but have you seen what the ShamWow can do? As you can probably tell from the trailer, Big Wednesday is about 3 friends who enjoy the surf culture of the early 1960s. They go to parties, shoot the breeze, and surf all day. And with such young passion, nothing could ever tear them apart. That is until the Vietnam War brings things to a standstill. One friend decides to grow up, one friend can't stand the change, and the other kind of goes crazy. But they reunite in the mid-1970s for the great swell called Big Wednesday, and not only do they get to surf again, but they turn their backs to a decade of turbulence. Big Wednesday is basically a movie that fans of surf and surfing can call their own. It shows a great amount of footage of surfers riding waves that directly hit the screen. Sometimes it looks so good, I just wanted to dunk my head in it. It also shows the local hangouts and the upstart of other surfing styles and spin-offs that would soon follow. Now, I suppose this could be a good thing, especially if you enjoy the sport yourself. To a casual viewer like me who wants to just see a good film, period, then this is about all it has going for it. Released in 1978, Big Wednesday is John Milius' response to George Lucas' American Graffiti from 5 years earlier. It has characters that are young and naive, and they're blind to the idea of change, except maybe for one central character. And it has a soundtrack that has so much popular music of the time that I don't even want to think about how much the filmmakers paid to obtain each copyright. But where American Graffiti is a time capsule of generational and social culture that greatly changed in the decades to come and still does today, which I can say makes the film a whole lot more relatable. I feel as though surf culture hasn't drastically changed over the last 50 years, and to me that makes Big Wednesday much less impacting. If they were trying to go for this nostalgic feel in the vein of American Graffiti, they pretty much missed the mark. And the story doesn't really hold up well either. These 3 wooden actors portray surfers whose dialogue is said for the sake of fitting into the language rather than having any real emotional value. And with such wonderful cinematography, it's as if they tried to sandwich a substandard story into a better IMAX documentary. Sure, it's a period piece, and we get scenes of the selection process of the Vietnam War. But you also get very thin, drab scenes like friends throwing punches for no particular reason, or on-looking surfers that draw blank stares from me. So after all is said and done, Big Wednesday has some good-looking surf footage that might actually hold up better watching them on a TV screen at your local island's restaurant. I'd love to give this thing a hang 10, but I'm looking somewhere around a hang 4, which comes to about a bordering C- to D+. I would much rather watch a film like Step Into Liquid, which is a pretty good documentary about the subject of surfing and still features some pretty killer footage. But if you have seen Big Wednesday like the 3 friends that thumbed up, What'd you guys think about it? Love it? Hate it? And why? Leave one of those comments down below, and if you like any of my reviews or would just like to continue on my 100 Days, 100 Movies challenge, then you can subscribe up above. Again, I'm really happy that one of you guys suggested a movie for me, and I've got 84 to go, so keep the suggestions coming, and I'll be glad to watch them. And once again, I'm DJ Fish for Fish to Go Movie Reviews. Movie reviews on the go.
That's the picture.